So what the heck has an iceberg got to do with personal performance and business performance? Well, over the next couple of minutes, I'm going to share with you a concept called the identity iceberg. And it's a concept which I hadn't heard of before I joined Action Coach, but now it becomes an integral part of me and also how I coach my clients to perform at high levels. So by way of a story, let me introduce you to the concept. So when I first joined the business of Action Coach, I was asked the question, Alan, what is it that you want to achieve? What's the impact that you want to make? What are the financial results that you want to deliver? And really from that question, I was introduced to the identity iceberg. So let me spend a couple of short words about talking about icebergs. Well, the first thing that you'll notice in this picture is that the iceberg here really has much more below the surface than is visible above the surface. And the same is true around personal performance. My performance as a coach, your performance as a kind of business owner. Really, there's a lot more going on than what other people can actually see. So the things that people can see very easily are the results. So what does the business look like? What's the kind of the material kind of possessions that you have accumulated around you? What impact are you making to the people that you serve? That will be relatively easy for people to see and understand. Now, those results that people can see are ultimately driven by one of three things. It's the actions that you choose to take, the decisions that you make, and the behaviours that you display each and every day. Those things will result in a result. It may not be the result that you're looking for, but there will be a result. And those will be visible to you and others. However, if you want to change the results that you're currently experiencing in your business, in your life, then we can start to kind of look at what actions we're taking, what are our behaviours on a day-to-day basis, and maybe some of the decisions that we're needing to make. But there's a lot of stuff that we're looking to do differently. And there's only so much really that you can do to fundamentally change the results that you're getting. So we need to kind of then look at what is happening almost beneath the waterline, or in the instance of human behaviour, what's actually going on inside. So in order to get a better result than we're currently getting, then we might look at the stuff that's above the line, but we might also want to look at what skills do I actually have currently, and what are the skills that I need to have in order to get a better result. So a good example of this would be in a selling situation. If your conversion is only 1 in 3 prospects, then that might be something that you choose to address by improving your selling skills. So real focus on selling skills, watching some videos, reading a few books, attending a few workshops, and practicing will help you drive better skill into your operation, and therefore ultimately you're going to get better results. However, that may not be enough to get the results that you're looking to get, in which case we might need to look at what are the beliefs that you hold to be true. So again, we've accumulated a set of beliefs through our upbringing, through just living life, and some of those beliefs may or may not be helpful. So again, if I carry on the theme of selling, if you have a belief that sales is dirty and salespeople are sleazy, then it doesn't matter how many books you've read or how many courses you've attended to kind of understand the skill of selling, you will be sabotaging your performance by the beliefs that you hold, because there will be something there that says, I don't want to come across as sleazy, or you will be preventing yourself doing certain things or asking certain questions because of a belief that you hold to be true, which isn't true, but it's going to hold you back. So we need to challenge that belief. Then we go a bit deeper than that. So a value is something that we'll have definitely been brought up with. So what you hold to be important will then change or influence the beliefs that you have and the skills that you develop. And again, if you have a value around acceptance, again, if I use the selling example of you really want to be accepted and to be everybody's friend, then actually the chances are that that's going to hold you back at some point when you put yourself into a selling situation, because the chances are you're going to get a rejection at some point. And if you fear the rejection because of a value that you hold around acceptance, then you're going to hold yourself back from putting yourself into that selling situation. And then also identity, how you view yourself. So one of the changes that I needed to make when I moved from a corporate career into business coaching was getting used to the words of calling myself a business coach. And that wasn't an immediate change overnight. I had to learn how to become a good business coach. And the better I became at that, the easier it became to kind of view myself as that identity. Prior to that, I was a sales and marketing guy in a corporate. Again, for those of you who are married, I'm now a husband or I'm now a wife. Or when you've got kids, calling yourself a dad for the first time, that's an identity change that you need to get familiar and comfortable with. Because ultimately, how you see yourself will influence how you then act and how you think. And of course, the last thing that is true of this iceberg is that an iceberg will sit within an environment. And in this case, it's water, but you will exist within an environment. And the environment you put yourself into can either kind of propel you forward or hold you back. So there's a saying that says, you are the average of the 5 people you hang around with most. So the way that they converse, the attitudes that they kind of convey, will influence kind of how you are too. So we always say, if you're in a toxic environment, if it's a negative environment that you're in, quickly move yourself out of that to a much more empowering, supportive environment. Now, all of this here takes time and it takes real effort to change. And the further below the waterline, arguably, the harder and longer it takes to make the change. Certainly one of the big things that you can do to speed up change is recognise the environment you're in and then change it such that it's going to be much more supportive to allow you to help change your identity, challenge your values and your beliefs, and help you with the skill set you need in order to be successful. This was a massive, massive thing for me when I first kind of made the move into business coaching. And every day I'm working on, any one of these levels here to effectively, become a better person so that I can do more effective things to get better results for myself, my family, for my clients. So I hope you found that useful. Ask yourself how you're doing on each of these levels and get in touch if you want to have a fuller conversation around what might be holding you back from getting the results that you ultimately want, and then what are the things that we need to kind of do and become in order to really change your situation. So there we go. There's the identity iceberg. Hope that's been useful. Get in touch if you want to discuss further. All the best. Good luck in business.